And, you know, we'd sit down and say, okay, cool, how many hip hops do we want to do this year? What's the schedule? Okay, cool. You guys are doing one a month. Okay, that's 12. Okay, cool. How many live at the villages? Once a month. That's 12. Village Easter, Village Christmas. Village Jazz, and you know, we're going to do 4, one every quarter.
Let's continue there.
Okay.
And then into MWP. I think that's a monster of a conversation.
Okay, super. So now the team has grown. The Kijiji team has grown. You know, we have Jelly, our receptionist.
Oh.
We have Ken has joined our team. Ken Mboti of the Villagers, and he's like our project manager.
Nyaga.
Ken Nyaga. He's our project manager. Jege is still around. Stan left a while ago. Aroro is there. So now we can now. There's a team that's forming now. I have a manager at this point, CK.
Wow.
Yeah, so CK is managing me because I was like, hey, you know, I'm starting to get requests for, hey, can you guys come and do a wedding? Can you guys come do this corporate event? So she's managing my career, my personal career, but very intertwined with Kijiji, right? So she didn't technically work at Kijiji, but she managed me. Then, so that world is awesome. You know, we're recording a lot, we are writing a lot, experimenting. It was very experimental. You know, it'd be just like, man, let's try that. You know, stuff we hadn't done before. Hey, Lon, why don't you play the sax? Then the sax does its own BGVs. You know, like,
wow,
like, you know, it was just like, let's just try stuff, you know. So it was a cool, very, very innovative and creative season.
Yeah.
For all of us, because we're all doing stuff we didn't know how to do. So it was just like, how do you do that? Like, let's try, you know. And so that was cool. Then so Wendy comes back, and at this point I'm like, okay, I need to find I didn't even need to move. I know I didn't want to move. I had to move of the place where we were at. So we have to now go looking for another spot. And now I love the idea of living there and working there. So I'm not trying to find 2 different places. So now I'm looking for a bigger house because eventually Mondi's going to move in there. So we find a house on Naivasha Road. And that almost represents also a shift in terms of, like, I think that's where we kind of leveled up on our professionalism, you know, because now we had departments, and, you know, that time, you know, different people managing different things. Atemi worked with us. She was doing artist and repertoire. Wendy was doing our marketing and admin. Ken Nyaga was doing our project management. He's a guy who would events. He's a guy who would set up for the events. And Ken discovered so many of his skills. By the way, you know, we'd go like, "Hey, mazi hakuna mse wa light Ken bana." The guy sits on that light mixer at FCC for the whole morning. By the Gion, he has figured out, and he's doing things, man. Ken was such a wonderful guy, man. I can't remember all the other players there. But at that point now, I think is when you come. So you came around that time. And
Kijiji distribution manager.
Exactly.
Like you have to take CDs.
Exactly. And it was the whole thing of family. Everyone has everyone is doing music, but everyone there's something else you're doing.
Yep.
To help the whole thing grow, you know. So at that place, at Naivasha Road, Set up the studio. Now we are professionalized a bit more. We have staff meetings. We are trying to we're just trying to level up. And interestingly, there's an interesting parallel for me there, because I've never had a formal job in my life. I haven't. So everything I've learned about corporate, I've learned through other people. So Pastor M to this date is the best leader I know. And so I'm attending staff meetings at Mavuno, and then I go and do the same
You
thing
guys are joking.
at Kijiji. I'm watching him. Okay, he's done an annual planning meeting. Hey guys, we're doing an annual planning meeting.
You guys look like a genius in my world. Come on, you're winging it.
I was winging it.
Another flight tails.
I was winging it. I don't know if I was winging it, but I was learning. I was learning on the fly and learning how to do things. And so I learned so much of my organizational leadership from Pastor M.
Wow.
So much, right? He makes us do a book. I make you guys do a book. Like, it was just like, it might even be the same book. I'm like, no need to reinvent the wheel. I suspect it's the same for him with Bishop Oscar.
I get it.
Right? So there was a very cool parallel that was happening there, where I'm learning all these things, and I'm putting them to practice. So I felt like in that season now, Kijiji kind of now began professionalizing. Before it was a very, we're just going with the wind.
Yeah.
Wherever it's blowing, we're gonna go. And now it's like, okay, cool. Here's a plan. Here's a strategy. Here's what we want to accomplish. That's when now we broke up we created the Kijiji event universe, and different events for different things. So Live at the Village, that's Kanjii's event, but then it's also our place for lifting up our artists.
Yeah.
Village Jazz was for our jazz artists.
Wow.
Like Village Christmas was our Christmas production at Mavuno. Village Easter. So we created, it was a whole event universe. Yeah, and exactly. Hip hop was for our hip hop artists. And it was the whole idea of, okay, this is one of the things that we're going to be able to offer the world, is this incredibly packaged live experiences that are varied, and so that season we did a lot of events.
But also, and maybe I want you to chime into this, because you see, as an outsider watching, and here I can speak a lot because I was inside, but I was doing what you're doing for Pastor M.
Yes.
You see me, I don't know that you guys have come from.
Yes.
You're on the ground up.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like a proper established working studio.
Yeah.
And to be honest, from my walks around to other studios, none were doing to this level.
Yeah.
But the corporate work that started coming in was not small.
No, it wasn't.
What was that like for you at that time now?
So and I think at this point, so it's all about professionalizing now. So we know how to run meetings, we know how to run projects, we know how to take a brief, we know how to pitch a brief. So it's all of these skills.
It's like the birth almost of the agency, without it be called the agency.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was an event agency at this point, not an advertising, but an event agency, right? And I have to give credit to Mwendi, because so much of this thinking is her. So I felt like I carried a very strong creative and visionary, but she knew how to get the thing done. She knew how to put together a strategic map for execution of that thing. So that partnership, and then obviously she knew marketing, which we desperately needed. Because like, okay, cool, we want to do, and we'd sit down and say, okay, cool, how many hip hops do we want to do this year? What's the schedule? Okay, cool. You guys are doing one a month. Okay, that's 12. Okay, cool. How many live at the villages? Once a month. That's 12. Village Easter, Village Christmas, Village Jazz, and we're going to do 4, one every quarter. So being able to map all of that and figure out that each of them had such different target audiences. So being able to figure out, who's the target audience and how do you market to that target audience? What corporate partners do you bring on board for that? That was all Mwendi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you, 2 things. One, because I've had Patricia Ithao here, she's talked about Tasker Project Fame.
Yeah.
But then also, Mavuno Worship Project.
Yeah.
I'll keep going back to that because that's a very fundamental game changer.
Yeah.
In the impact of worship for a church.
Yeah.
In terms of growing it.
Yeah.
In the impact of that never being done before.
Yeah.
This one I'll say clearly had not been done before.
For sure.
There's no before this.
Yeah.
And Kijiji.
Yeah.
So those are 3 big pieces that are being played together.
Yeah, and all of this is happening simultaneously.